What's going on, YouTube? Alright, let's take a break from the women, right? I'm gonna address older black men. I feel like you guys don't want leadership out of younger black men. You would rather have young black whipping boys. For those of you who don't know what a whipping boy is, let me read to you a quick definition. A whipping boy in the 1600s and 1700s was a young boy. A whipping boy was a young boy who was assigned to a young prince and was punished when the prince misbehaved or fell behind in his schooling. Okay? That's what a whipping boy was. And I feel like a lot of the older black men don't want to deal with younger black men in terms of actually incorporating them in terms of future planning and, you know, having general discussions about where the black community should go. Like, they don't want our viewpoint. You know, after all, whatever they set into motion or try to, we are going to be the ones that have to carry it out. So it only makes common sense to really try to get younger black men in. But when I see, you know, some of these larger male organizations, I don't want to give off names, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, these coalitions and these, you know, black organizations led by older black men. I don't really get the sense that they want younger progressive black men around to begin with. You know, even in my community, I know we have some local stuff going on here and there. A lot of it is through different subgroups and different churches. And even then, I don't even see them outreaching to younger black men at all. You know, they don't want us around. But what upsets me is they want to give us hell for all the shit that we're not doing. Right? My pants aren't hanging off my ass. Right? You know, I don't have tattoos. My lips not pierced. I don't have all sorts of, you know, kids, you know, here and there. Yet, they always act as if we know all the answers. And it's like our fault that things are going that way. I'm not their fathers. You guys are. Don't look at me. Look at your buddies. Right? Don't get older and get dignified now. What were you doing when you was 20, 30? Right? Don't try to switch it up now and act like, you know, I'm the one that caused it. Because I'm not going to pay for it. Right? You know, what upsets me is that they oftentimes look at us in terms of, you know, us having to give a detailed account of what's going on. Yeah, I may know these guys, right? But a man is a man. All I can do is say so much. Especially when we live in a world where everything's out there already, right? The way I look at it, you should already know what happens when you sell drugs. I'm sorry. It's all over, you know, the news, the media. You should know what's going to happen if you join a gang. So what can I really tell you that the TV or hip-hop hasn't already told you in great detail? What can I actually say or do or show you? They do a better job at it than I could ever do. Yet, you guys want to hold us accountable, but you don't hold yourselves accountable. Right? You know, this is one of the reasons why, you know, a lot of younger black men make it and turn their back. You know, yeah, we're disconnected from the women, but we're disconnected from some of the older black men who are not necessarily, you know, in our families. Who are not, you know, our fathers, our uncles, our older brothers, and, you know, friends of the family. Right? We're disconnected. It's like you get looks of guilt from them, and I'm like, why are you trying to transfer it on to me? Right? You know, you're looking at your own son in the eyes. So you're looking at a reflection of yourself. Alright, not me. So I often ask myself, what's really good? Right? You know, what's going on? Like, you know, do they really want our input? It doesn't really seem like they do. Right? I don't see any outreach. I'm one of those guys who actually do look forward to, you know, fellowshipping with older black men, but I often get cold receptions, which always, upsets me more than what any black chick could ever do to me, right? Getting a cold reception from an older black dude, right? It stings a whole lot more than anything else. And you get that a lot. But when it's time to dish out the punishment, right, then they want us around. Right? They want us to pay for something that we didn't do just because we have the means to pay for it. And it's not going to work that way. You're not going to force me to, apologize for something I didn't do. You're not going to force me to pay or take care of a child that's not mine. Whether I choose to or not will be based off of my own free will and based off of the behavior of that woman. But you're not going to force me to do anything. But I feel like that's what they want. So we're often at, this adversarial relationship because they want us to be their whipping boys, but we're saying, we want a whole lot more. Because like I said before, at the end of the day, who really dropped the ball? Right? The ball is way downhill now, but who's the one that dropped the ball initially? Was it us or was it you guys? So, I'm putting it out there. You guys tell me how you feel. Take it easy. God bless.